Welcome back to Crypto Charcha. It's day 4, and, well, you know what that means. Another deep dive into the crazy world of crypto.
That's right. We're back for more, and this time, we're going to take a look at some Bitcoin price action.
You guys already know how much we love a good chart here, and today we're talking about something that could give us some serious clues about where Bitcoin might be headed next.
Some hints, maybe?
Exactly. So Bitcoin, it took a bit of a dip recently, right? Hit those multi-month lows around $82,160 on February 26th.
Yeah, bounce back a little bit, but
There's definitely some
a little fear in the market.
Definitely. But that's what we're here for, right? To break it all down, figure out what's going on, and see if maybe we can spot some opportunities in all the chaos.
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into something called gaps in the CME Bitcoin futures market.
It might sound a little technical, but trust me, it's super interesting, and it could actually make a real difference to your trading strategies.
So think of the CME Bitcoin futures chart like a roadmap of Bitcoin's price action, right? And sometimes Bitcoin veers off the road, leaving a little pothole in the chart. That, my friends, is a CME gap.
So it's like Bitcoin skips a step, and then everyone's left wondering if it'll come back to fill in the missing piece.
Exactly. Now we've got two major CME gaps staring us in the face right now. One is a downside gap between $78,000 and $80,700. This one's been hanging around like a bad penny since November 2024.
Okay, so that's one potential pit stop on the way down.
Yeah.
What about the other gap? Any good news there?
Well, there is an upside gap, too, between $92,700 and $94,000. And this one is much more recent.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it just formed. And here's where it gets interesting. This upside gap lines up perfectly with the bottom of Bitcoin's recent trading range.
So Bitcoin is kind of in this price cage then, right? It's got one door below, one above. Which way is it going to break out?
That is the million-dollar question, and the answer might just be hidden in Bitcoin's track record. You see, Bitcoin has this habit of filling almost every single CME gap that's formed since mid-March 2024.
So they're kind of like magnets then, pulling the price toward them.
Yeah, like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
But which one will Bitcoin hit first? The low or the high?
Well, to answer that, we need to look at some of the other things that are happening in the market, like who's winning the tug of war between the buyers and the sellers.
Right, because recently there was this liquidity wipeout, which basically means a bunch of buy orders just disappeared.
Vanished.
Poof.
Gone.
It's like, imagine you're all set to buy some Bitcoin, finger hovering over the button, and then suddenly the buy button just disappears.
Yeah.
Like someone pulled the rug out from under the buyers.
That's a pretty accurate picture. And does that mean the sellers have the upper hand now?
Well, it gives them a temporary advantage for sure.
Short term.
Yeah. So does that mean we should be bracing ourselves for a dip down to fill that downside gap?
It's definitely a possibility, yeah. And, to really understand what's going on, we also need to consider the overall mood of the market. Yeah, the sentiment. And right now, the crypto fear and greed index is flashing extreme fear.
Whoa.
We're talking levels of fear not seen since the whole FTX debacle.
So everyone's basically running for the hills thinking Bitcoin's going to zero.
Well, not exactly. While extreme fear might sound terrifying, it can actually be a bullish signal for savvy investors who know how to play the game.
Right.
Remember, when everyone's panicking, that's often when the best buying opportunities come up.
You're saying this overwhelming fear could be a sign that we're near a bottom.
It's possible, yeah. But remember, we don't just rely on gut feelings here. There are on-chain metrics we can look at too, and one of them is whispering some pretty interesting things about a potential Bitcoin reversal.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more. This on-chain metric, you mentioned it before, FTH-MVRV, right?
Yes, the STH-MVRV. This little metric gives us a glimpse into the minds of short-term Bitcoin holders, the ones who haven't been around for that long.
The newbies.
Yeah, exactly. It basically tracks whether they're in profit or loss.
So it's kind of like a mood ring for short-term Bitcoin traders.
You could say that.
If they're feeling green, they're in profit, and if it's red, well...
Then it might be time to reach for the tissues, I guess.
Right, so where is this STH-MVRV pointing right now?
Well, it's getting pretty close to that red zone. It's hovering just above a value of 1, which means that on average, short-term holders are right on the edge of a loss.
Ouch, that can't feel good. But you're saying there's a silver lining here, right?
Absolutely. Historically, when the STH-MVRV drops below 1, it often signals a price bottom for Bitcoin.
So it's like a signal that the panic selling is reaching its peak.
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
The weak hands have already folded, and the ones who are left are the diamond hands, the true believers.
You got it. And that creates an opportunity for those who kept their cool.
I'm starting to see the light here.
Yeah.
But hold on, didn't you say earlier that there was a liquidity wipeout, meaning there are fewer buyers?
That's right.
How does that fit into this picture of a potential bottom?
Well, that liquidity wipeout, it was kind of a short-term thing.
Like a flash flood?
Yeah, exactly. Like a sudden rush of selling that cleared out a lot of the buy orders.
So even though there might be fewer buyers right now, the STH MVRV is suggesting that more buyers could be waiting in the wings
Waiting for the right moment to jump back in.
when the price is right.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me try to sum this up. We've got these CME gaps, potentially acting like price targets.
Uh-huh.
We've got this extreme fear in the market, which could actually be a contrarian buy signal.
Right.
And we've got this on-chain data from the STH MVRV hinting at a possible reversal. It's like we're trying to solve a mystery in real time here.
That's a great way to put it. The crypto market is full of puzzles and clues, and the more you understand them, the better you'll be able to navigate the ups and downs.
Okay, so we've talked about CME gaps, market sentiment. We even peeked into the minds of those short-term Bitcoin holders with that STH MVRV.
Right, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, but what does it all mean for you, the listener, the crypto enthusiast?
Right, so let's recap real quick.
Yeah, let's put it all together.
We started by looking at those two CME gaps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the downside gap, still lurking around down there between $78,000 and $80,700.
And then that upside gap, a little higher up, $92,700 and $94,000.
And we know Bitcoin likes to fill those gaps.
Legit, it's like they're pulling the price towards them.
Yeah, like magnets.
And then there was that liquidity wipeout we talked about.
Yeah, shook things up a bit,
Gave the sellers an advantage.
at least temporarily.
And when you combine that with the extreme fear we're seeing,
It could mean Bitcoin revisits those November 2024 lows, right? Fills that downside gap.
it's possible, yeah.
But then there's that STH and VRV,
Ah, yes, the STH MVRV.
hinting that maybe, just maybe, a reversal is coming.
Because those short-term holders are holding at a loss right now.
Good feeling.
But it could be a signal that the smart money is about to start buying.
It's like that saying, buy when there's blood in the streets, right?
Exactly.
So we've got CME gaps acting like potential price targets, extreme fear of the market, on-chain data hinting at a reversal. It's a lot to think about.
It is, but that's what makes the crypto market so exciting.
So what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all of this?
Knowledge is power. The more you understand how these market forces work, the better decisions you'll be able to make.
Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think? Do you think Bitcoin will fill those CME gaps?
Head down to the comments and let us know.
We love hearing from you.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
That way you won't miss our next deep dive into the exciting world of crypto. Share it with your friends, spread the knowledge. Until next time, happy trading.